Hello and welcome to the West Bowl 2018 Juniors between the Perth Blitz and the Rockingham Vipers. We are sitting here in the commentary box with Andy Wright, aka the Cheesehead. Andy, how'd you get that nickname?
Oh, I've supported their Packers. So becoming.
Wind it back a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is kind of, it's good. The Juniors League is relatively new, and sort of developing, so it's good to be a good role model, have some of the old guard in charge.
Yeah. I mean,
You've had a good look at these teams. What are your thoughts?
match game. Vipers quite strong. Sides of the ball. What they can. I know the both lost their starting quarterbacks. So. College.
Yeah, that's it. Went together.
Yeah.
And that's Liam Crooks and Ben Metcalf, who had their moment of. Did you see the Channel 9 broadcast? They switched the names on it.
Yeah. Bit of a mix-up.
Yeah, exactly. But they're going to go on to bigger and better things. But if they could have waited the game, that would have been just about perfect for the showdown. I had a talk to one of the rest before, and he said this is likely to be one of the best games that we've seen in juniors history.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the players to watch will be the younger Crooks brother, number 37, Mitchell. Is just an all-round offensive stud. Can run the ball, can throw, just can tear opposing defenses apart. And I mean, on the other side of the ball for the Blitz, Mitchell Kavanagh will be a guy to watch out for, the linebacker. I think he's either number 28 or 24. I can't remember what number, but he's just an absolute weapon. Gets downhill in the gaps and just absolutely blows lines apart. So should be fun. Should be interesting.
And Mitchell Crooks, it's almost like a little sort of an algorithm for the Juniors League. If you see these kids reffing or doing line judging and little roles like that, they're almost guaranteed to be good.
Yeah.
Like on the Blitz, you see there's Munya, one of the receivers, sort of running back, a little bit of a utility player. And, his first year in the league and he's line judging and getting amongst it. And it's kind of like if they're doing that, they're into it. I don't know what comes first. They love it so much they volunteer, or they're volunteering to learn more from the oldest. But those guys seem to go on, and Mitchell Crooks is almost the first kid that did that.
Yeah, I think
And there's the kickoff. Nice kick. Back corner, and it's going to be a touchback. Barely a touchback. You would not want to give it to the Vipers on their 40-yard line to start the game. Especially Juniors League, it's reduced number of players, so there's a lot more space. And these guys are like real athletes. They're not that far off the seniors, I don't feel.
outside those.
Okay, we're looking at the first offensive series, so Vipers with the ball. There's a snap, let's show a four-man rush, and it's a rush up the guts. There's your boy. Mitchell Crooks gains about 6-7 yards. And it's looking about 2nd down and 3.
Blitz coming out here in a cover 1 and another keep.
And Mitchell Crooks with the ball, dodging and diving, and he goes down. That's a first down at the 40. I mean, if that's going to be the tone of the game, this is going to be really tough to stop.
I think he gained about 14 yards on that run. Two downs, and he's already gained about 20 yards. You're going to need to stack the box a bit harder than that, I think.
And I think the keys to establishing the run are that you're not showing much early.
No.
You're not showing your tricks. So later in the game, you still have something. Oh, actually, Blitz get 3, and he is tackled for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. Mitchell Crooks with he was looking for passing, but
I think that was they ran a sprint option there with the ability for him to pitch, but the short side of the field on that play, he just didn't have much room to go.
Yep, and Blitz do have big linemen. I mean, you look at the size of those guys there, that front 4, front 3 or 4.
Number 95 used to actually play for Broncos previous season. Harry Hobson. He's an outback.
And that's a fumble.
Oh.
And Blitz jump on it. It's a turnover at about the 35-yard line. So that was a kind of a design screen that just got dropped. It looked like he brought it under control, and then it's all over. So first series for the Vipers does not end well.
I mean, if you look at a lot of Kev Wilson's playbooks, they're quite similar across all the teams that he coaches. The short screen game, a lot of use out of the slot. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Munya out there on offense today. He's going to be a key factor for them moving the ball.
And I think that had to do with Ken's attempts at quarterback. Did you ever see that game?
No.
He probably throws about 15-yard lobs at the backs of them, so that makes sense. And there's a snap. QB, and actually Blitz QB takes off, but he's got a big 4. All his linemen sort of deserted him on that one, was spectating. Left him out to dry.
Not much of a pocket to protect him there.
But you're right, look at when you take off downfield. And there's some good matchups all over the field there. These are athletes. I mean, these kids came to play.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we looked at when we came up against the Blitz this season was we made sure we put Munya in double coverage. Like, you've got to respect the kids like that are just dangerous everywhere you put them. 2nd and 10 for the Blitz here.
That's the snap, looking downfield to pass. He's got options over the middle, and it could almost be a pick, knocked up in the air. And yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, you almost want to stay away from those yellow helmets, isn't it? The Australian Outback helmets. You just kind of... I mean, you'd rather blend in a game. I don't know where they're wearing them. Just like blend in and make picks all day long because they're not throwing it to a yellow helmet.
If anything, the yellow helmets make it easy to audible away from away from that side of the field.
Exactly. You want to find... I guess that's the key to Gridiron is trying to find a weak spot on their defense and then just pick on it until they make an adjustment. Snap, 3rd and 10. Not much luck so far, and QB is off, but he is not going to get a thing. So maybe 2-3 yards out of that. Oh, he had a stretch. He maybe got... that was a good stretch. Maybe got 4. But they're going to take it back a yard or so.
And I mean, in that play, you see another thing that the Blitz run is a lot of RPO offense. They have a lot of that run pass option.
Super Bowl offense.
Yeah. Made famous currently by Nick Foles for the Philly Eagles.
Yeah, he did a good job of that. And we've been seeing that because I think we take a lot of inspiration from NCAA. There's lots of option plays. It works with this much space. But anyway, we're looking at 4th and about 7. And obviously they can't field goal, so they're just going to go for it. Downfield pass, and that is overthrown, but he was wide open.
In the vicinity, but just a bit too much juice on that.
Yeah, that's right. But, I mean, this is a big game for them, so you can put that down to nerves probably. These are young fellas getting used to the game, so that's good. So we're going to have a changeover on about the 32-yard line. Vipers taking it back. So they kind of got a get out of jail free card on that one.
Yeah, it seems both teams have had a series to get the first play jitters out and work out what's going on. Oh, it's a fumble there by Crooksy.
But he's recovered and
out of bounds.
There's a flag on the play. Okay, so 0 on the scoreboard. Vipers and Blitz. Not much action, a lot of jitters, a lot of young fellas on the field. And Blitz defense could be tested here. Got a spread offense. And so isolations all over the field. There's a snap. Brooks looking upfield, and he's going to take off. And a couple of nice stiff arms, but there's a flag on the play. What are we thinking that is?
I'd say Might have been a face mask there. Brooks actually had a receiver downfield. If he'd looked up, you would have seen he had a player about the 40 where he could have thrown the ball. Maybe the coaching staff will pick up on that later. Oh no, it looks like it's against the Vipers. Could have been...
Offensive face mask? Is there such a thing?
No, I think it might have been holding.
Holding plays are tough, so they're stuck back in about the 10-yard line. He's looking downfield now. He's hesitated. He could have had the pump. I think he just doesn't want to throw picks at this sort of level, which is, you know, prudence. And he grounds the ball. So 37, they're going to take second at about the 10-yard line.
I think good coverage from the Blitz on that play. There was nothing much going for the Vipers offense to move the ball. Yeah, and in that situation, you're better off just to throw the ball out of bounds rather than force an interception so close to your own end zone.
Absolutely. So we're not seeing much from both offenses just yet. But early days, the first couple of pages of the playbook. Vipers going with the spread. Snaps there, and Crooks is off. And he's got an option pitch, which is beautiful, and he is downfield. So they're basically just back at the first down yard marker there. So it's going to be third and about 10.
They've gained about 25 yards just on that pitch option, which brings them back up to the original 10.
And we try and get the names for these guys, but it's kind of like the maroon and gold is like kind of tough to see from here.
I think
from my old ass eye.
I think the running back there that had, took that pitch was Vito, number 7, I think.
Yeah,
no, that's Chris Gale. Sorry,
Chris Gale. And that's a beautiful pass by Mitch Crooks. Oh, it's got to have a comeback.
Should be a first down.
Number 80, Lockie Pink, takes the catch, and it's gonna be close. Got no yellow line to really help us out, but it's looking maybe about half a yard short. So it'll be 4th and inches.
And it'd be no coincidence as to why he's gone to number 80. Lockie Pink and Chris Gale, both Outback products as well. So, you know, one thing about Crooks is he's got an offense stacked with players that he knows he can trust and get the ball to efficiently.
Vipers take a snap, and Crooks is looking to take off, and he loves a stiff arm, and he's slung out of bounds, but that's going to be a first down. So that was a great play by Mitchell Crooks. Well designed, well called. So Vipers first down, and they're moving the chains.
He's quite a talented boy at you know, moving those chains. You know, even though you know, it's not a pretty play, it's just about moving the downs, moving the chains forward, and getting a reset sometimes.
And talking to Coach before the game, he said that's kind of the Viper style. Isn't really in their playbook.
No.
He said it's blue collar, hard nosed football, and that's what they're after.
Just punch it in.
And there's a interesting reverse screenplay. Maybe put too much pepper on that. Wait, he didn't catch. What happened? Did I blink? Did he catch that?
It wasn't a catch, but I think because the pass was backwards, it's counted as a lateral. So rather than an incompletion, it's a fumble if he leaves it. So I think great awareness by the receiver there to keep going and not just stop. You know, there's no whistle, no flag, so.
And they got 20 yards off it, moving the chains again. So it's going to be a first down in their own 40.
They've almost managed to catch the Blitz snapping there by.
Call me napping. Yeah. I missed that. I was like, so I was looking at my sheet. Okay, first and 40. Crooks gets it, and there's a fumbled handoff, but he recovers. But Blitz are all over him like a fat kid on a cupcake.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think it might have been a bit of confusion in the play call there by the running back and the quarterback. He went to hand the ball off, and then the running back looked like it was trying to block.
And nothing. Nate Lansdale, who is a Hall of Fame running back himself, nothing's going to get past him, so he's going to make those adjustments.
Yeah.
I'm sure and have a chat. So we're going with the spread again. And there's a pass rush. Harry Hobson on the edge for the blitz. Crooks looks downfield, but kind of throws it to where his receiver is supposed to be. But there's no receiver there.
Yeah, I think there was a great effort to step up in the pocket there, which doesn't happen often in 9-man football. But I think his receiver might have been a bit late getting to the spot on the field where he wanted the ball to be. Either that or it was overthrown. I couldn't really tell.
I've got to say, I'm impressed with the Blitz defense. I mean, they got some big bodies there, but bringing a pass rusher with only 3 or 4 guys and still being effective against such a good Vipers offense.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got I can't remember his first name, number 61, Macros, who plays O-line for them as well. I'm on the defense now as well.
There's a pitch out there. Beautiful. And that's Vito himself with a little spin move, and he's held up at about... They don't really gain much on that. They're still about the 40. So, good-looking plays, but just not really effective downfield so far, is it?
No, in this drive they've managed to shore the ship up, and it's 4th down and 10. It'd be interesting to see what they do. I think they've called a timeout now, by the looks.
It's a really good idea to have a chat. And so we're at 4th and 10 on about 40 yards to go to the touchdown. So tell us the policy on field goals for all we've probably got loads of international viewers. They're probably wondering why they're not kicking it. What's going on here?
Our league actually does support field goal kicking. It's just it doesn't seem that we often get fields with the actual goalposts. So I think our senior team this year was one of the only teams that actually kicked field goals when the goalposts were available. So yeah, I think it's an art form in itself for kickers, especially. Like I've got a couple of friends who are punters and kickers, and they will tell you that their position is just as important as a quarterback, but they're not really fond of the contact though either. Yeah,
but you see how many games do you watch where the kicker decides the game? I mean, that 3 points is critical. So
pretty much every Patriots Super Bowl.
yeah, the Vinatieri Snow one. But so but if you're in our league, I mean, I guess it's good because it makes you more aggressive. You get more plays. You get you're getting 25% more goes at it. But it is quite a tactical advantage to be able to kick a field goal from about 40, 50 yards out and take that 3 points.
Definitely, because when it comes to the end of the game and there's all those extra points or field goals opportunities you weren't able to take, it all adds up.
Beautiful. So that looks like it was quarter time, so the field's reversed. Running clock at this level. Crooks takes a snap, looks over the top, and didn't see much. He's kind of half getting rushed, but he's not really making good decisions under pressure.
I think, second quarter, it looked like it looks like maybe they're playing a bit of outside containment, not actually rushing up to him. Like when you've got an agile quarterback like Mitchell Crooks, the one thing you want to do is keep him in the pocket because it's where he doesn't want to be. He probably prefers to spill out, prefers to boot, get into space, draw the safety or the corner, and then throw over the top. Just those cheap little lobs over the top of the defense. It can be really effective for an offensive player.
That's it. So that's a turnover on downs. Blitz take the field and the snap. Kind of running it straight, and that's a big downfield pass, but he's looking for Munya, isn't he? Number 15. Yeah. He's quick, that kid.
If he had a bit more juice on that, I think he was gone.
Exactly. And that arm strength kind of isn't. I mean, these are big kids. You go down and you look at them, but they're kind of like Glenn Davis, baby looking like definitely 14 when you get up close, but they look like grown men to the size of them. But you can see it on the arm strength there. They just kind of don't have. If that was a Ben Gastrov or something like that, that's touchdown city. Yeah, exactly. Touchdown. But Munya's getting behind the defense, which that bodes well for the Blitz down the stretch.
I think one of the things that people might not know as well is it's quite hard to throw to the numbers. Like throwing north to south is easy, but like throwing that same distance like to the sideline and deep is quite hard, especially for young kids that don't have like a developed arm.
Another handoff and a snap up the middle. 42. He's wrapped up and kind of end up on the line of scrimmage. So he is stuffed at the 0. It's going to be 2nd and 10. No, sorry, they're back 10. 2nd and 20.
Yeah, yep. 2nd and 18.
Oh yeah, look at that. You can actually count the hash marks. I should probably pay more attention to that. Don't need to estimate. That is exactly what we need to see.
Yeah.
Okay, but spread. Do you reckon spread's the way to go in this league? I mean, you got less players on the field. You got a lot more space.
I think like it depends what you want out of your offense. Like See here, they'll probably go Munya on the reverse, and there you go, out of slot.
He is, on talent alone, still alive, but you don't really want to be standing up when you have 6 Vipers hitting you.
So, the benefits of going to, I think they went into a tray or a trips there, that you're able to overload one side of the field with the DBs, and then if you run a jet sweep like that back the other way, you get the defense gets caught on the weak side with no help.
Yeah, and that was an interesting because it was kind of a post-snap jet sweep, which meant that he was running through the line that are rushing anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Big credit to the Vipers D-line and backers to be able to get through and stop that.
Yeah, and there's a rush around the edge, but that is a good pocket quarterback throw. It was just a little off target. Receivers weren't that quick, and he got a bit of a hit for the fun of it. But yeah, looking like a defensive struggle. I mean, the game's going quick, which is good. This is running clock, so they do hustle, which makes each score more important.
Yeah. So I think when it gets to the last 2 minutes of every half, we do have a stop clock, but it's running for the rest of the game.
Beautiful. So we are looking at 4th and 21.
Vipers go to 1 high.
Oh, and there is a free play. I reckon there's a free play.
And they're punting.
And he's punted quite a nice punt out of bounds. And God, that was a big hit. 28. Who was that? Ezekiel Chapman lays out one of his receivers. Come on, you can't really crown about laying out a receiver on a punt, but he'll be definitely posting that on Instagram over his smashed avocado post-game breakfast. You know, these millennials. And so that is going to be a turnover on downs.
The Vipers get their ball back, I think on the 40 by the looks, or 41 on their 41. So wasn't a bigger punt as you would have thought.
Okay, lining up in the spread, and Crooks is off, but he's managed to pitch it away. And that didn't really help anyone. That's a tackle for a loss. So both defenses dominating early. Fantastic pass rush.
That was some great work there by number 61, Macris, getting in there and stopping Crooks from getting up in the pocket and trying to run away. Yeah, he's had maybe a bit of early success with running the ball out of the QB draw, but they've kind of put the blinders, put the brakes on that.
We haven't really seen much out of the pass game, so we don't know if if it's a design draw or he's just kind of stuck for options and not looking downfield.
Yeah, you don't know if he's looking and going, I've got nothing, let's just leg it. So
we definitely see a lot of quarterbacks in Gridiron West who have always been you tend to get running backs or receivers going in, and then the first instinct is to take off rather than look down. I mean, game IQ is something we're still learning as Australians.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, because it's you've only got a 3-man line. It's quite beneficial. You can get outside of your line and just run, especially if you're on the field side.
So when we started, we didn't really have a juniors league. So how did you kind of get into the league? When you started, what was how old were you?
I actually spent a year at high school in America playing basketball, and then when I was there, I got there in the spring, and the coach I was living with was the high school. He was one of the high school football coaches and also the basketball coach. So he said, "Oh, did you want to come play football?" And I was just like, "Oh, that'd be pretty fun." Did
you know what it was before? Did you watch, the Cowboys dynasty?
But I didn't really, understand how to play. So, and they just thought, Aussie kid in America, he'll be a good punter. So I was given
pretty much bang on with that assessment.
Given the punter's role by default. But I also, I played a bit of tight end and defensive end as well.
Yep.
And then came back from a year over there and basically got on the old GW forum and.
The bear? Was that the bear? I remember that. That was good. Good old days.
Back before Facebook.
Back before internet, basically.
And just found a team. So
good stuff.
Yeah.
So we saw a nice pass just then out of Mitch Crooks, sort of unleashed it. A little bit overthrown, but the pass looked good out of the hand. So he has got a rocket.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in previous games this season. He's got the ability to launch the ball. I think if you can get the ball down there, you've also got to hold the receivers a bit accountable to do a bit of work for him as well, and work back to the ball or towards it.
And we should mention that both teams have lost their quarterbacks to go overseas. So Liam Crooks is going to be playing tight end, and
he's not playing quarterback.
No, I think he's playing tight end.
Oh, interesting.
And Ben Metcalf, who was the Blitz, kind of like a big rumble quarterback, big bodied QB, he's left as well. So both replacements are stepping up there. So we are seeing replacement QBs, kind of like the Super Bowl. Another parallel.
Just no Tom Brady.
Yeah, and now everyone on these teams are good mates. I mean, this is one of the more fabled rivalries in Gridiron West, the Blitz and the Blitz formerly used to be the Giants and the Vipers. But all these kids play on the outback. Lots of them are Raiders, lots of them are outbacks, and that's where you make your sort of your best friends.
Yeah. A lot of these guys are all good mates. They've just come back from camp over in Queensland for the Australian selection to go to the 2018 World Cup in Mexico.
Tried to be 17 in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mitch Crooks has just overthrown it, fortunately.
Almost a great opportunity there to get a pick for the Blitz defense.
Yeah, went through a few hands there. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it does look like a long field when you're sort of looking at these this screen game. Blitzer through again. He steps up in the pocket, makes a juke, and out to the right, he's pointing for a block. No one knew where he was pointing at. Did not block for him, but he still managed to gain about 6-7 yards for him.
Yeah, it's in those situations that you quickly realise how important blocking is in this game. If you can't lay a block, you're a short-lived player at running back or quarterback.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times in the league that I've seen very talented linemen, physical, absolute behemoths coming down.
Yeah.
That will stand up and just watch a play happen and not block for anybody. And you just you take less physical talent for a motor. You need an engine in this league.
Keep those feet moving and shoot your hands and
multiple blocks.
Grab onto somebody.
Yeah, and that's something the Vipers have always been strong with. Multiple blocks at point of attack. Everyone's sort of looking out for each other. Very blue collar.
Oh, he's going for the fake.
He's taken off, but there's a player out there waiting for him who Hoss collars him a little bit. Is that going to be a penalty?
Ooh.
I don't see any flags. Maybe it wasn't a Hoss collar. Maybe he just kind of grabbed a little bit below. But that was a good kind of down-saving tackle, and offenses will switch.
Seems like the Vipers coaching staff are getting a bit more aggressive with their play calling and trying to make something happen.
Yeah, testing. I mean, with a running clock, you really want to. Any score is going to be quite massive. So Blitz take over and looking at about the 55. Wait, there is no 55. 45 yard. 45 yard.
Blitz on the Vipers 45.
Yeah. Takes a snap, and that's a screen. The Kev Wilson special. It's a little bubble screen. That's going to be good enough for 5-6 yards.
Sometimes that's all you need, just a quick pass.
Yep.
Get a bit of bit of progress on the field, and it gets the team ticking.
It's great to see some sophistication at this level. Great to see sophisticated call playing, like a nice little well-executed bubble screen. That's good. I talked to Coach Kev before the game, and I said, is he worried about blue collar play of the Vipers? He's like, we're white collar already. We just want execution at this level.
They've got Munya at slot now, so
there you go. That's a fake handoff. He sucked in 4 or 5 people. Missed tackle there. He's bounced off a couple of people. That is number 14.
Again, we see the RPO play style from the Blitz, and actually managed to fool that Vipers D-line and get it about 15 yards on that play.
That was a beautiful play. So first time we're seeing Blitz deep down in enemy territory.
See if they can turn this into points on the scoreboard.
And that is a fantastic play there for the Blitz. There's chaos all over the place, but they managed to get about a good another 12-15 yards. So they've only got about 15 yards to go to the touchdown.
It's another QB keep by Bailey Monk. I think they had Munya on the other side doing a little waggle route, but it seemed like it was a bit of a decoy.
Going to be penalty. Can we get a red zone stand from the Vipers here? Keep this game 0-0.
Looks like it's about 1st and 16. 2 backs.
And that's a direct handoff, 42.
Just gets eaten up on the inside there by the D-line.
He absolutely got swallowed, didn't he? But good enough for 1 yard. Coach Kev is on the field. He's calling a timeout, and they're going to have a chat about it.
So it'll be a blitz timeout, and looks like they're about 2nd down on the 15.
Okay, play before Bailey Moak. Bailey Moak, number 14, with that nice run down the field. And he was indicated player to watch by Coach Kev. Bit of talent out, one of the Outback boys, is he?
I'm not sure if he's an Outback kid. He might be, but you know, he's shown he can run the football when things don't go his way. And I think that's one of the major things you need to be a threat in the junior league here, is you have to be able to run. 3-man line's not really favourable to pocket passes because you don't have 2 offensive tackles, so you got to have that mobility to get out of danger.
Absolutely. And you do see those juniors that rock up, and they are advanced, and they tend to be those guys that can steamroll. They're allowed to play rugby or something for their school. They're more people, like so they can play good at it.
They're more like the Cam Newtons rather than the Tom Bradys.
Yeah, exactly. Played lots of Madden with Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're looking 2nd.
He keeps it.
And that's Bailey again. He's moving the pile. Actually, they're all in, and there's a bit of a ruck going on. Look at that massive humanity. There's about 15 people go to ground, and he manages to gain, looking at about maybe 4 or 5 yards.
And that's actually one of the new rules introduced to the league this year, is that you can actually push the pile. It's not like when once forward progression stops. If there's a pile there and you can push it, it still counts. So good to see like the whole team getting in there and trying to squeeze an extra couple of yards.
Absolutely. A lot of these players would be converted rugby players, so they'd probably be doing that naturally. I guess that's a good, prudent rule change.
Becomes second nature.
Yeah.
We're looking at about 3rd and 11, I think.
And not far from the promised land.
Or 3rd and 5, sorry, but on the 11-yard line.
Plenty of space, but again, the corners for the Vipers haven't really been tested. There's some dangerous weapons on the blitz.
Yeah, I think the secondary haven't really been involved in the game too much so far.
There's a fade open on the corner there.
We got Munya at wing back.
Corner, slot receiver.
Interesting.
And there's a snap. He's going to look for Munya, but he needed to look to the out on the other side, didn't he? Munya's going to take a snap, and he's going to go over the line. So that is crowd favourite Munya. Munya. And they do the little chest bump and all this stuff, and they're pumped. The Blitz get first score in the game. First blood to the Blitz. Didn't really see that coming. I thought Vipers looking good. They're good in the first half, but Blitz just steamrolled them down the field. A few good plays and got to the distance.
And it was a clever little play setup. Clever little play setup there. They put Munya down in a wing back. It looked like he was just on the line, or off the line, sorry, to lay a block, and he's done a little chip and a quick out.
So they're going to go for 2 on this, which is part of the no field goal policy of Gridiron West. Takes a snap, and he's got someone over the middle. And that is beautiful. They get the 2-point conversion. So that's number 18 there, Tom Paskov. So with a little dump over the top, he was wide open on the out. So 2-point conversion, that goes 8-0, Blitz up.
It was a nice little pump fake there to lure the D-line into
trying to block the pass rather than actually make the tackle. Because I think if they'd gone straight in for the hit, that he would never have made that pass. But that's situational awareness and a great play there by the Blitz quarterback.
That's it. Blitz second string making good decisions. That's what you want to see. Depth in this league, especially quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of kids that can step up and execute, and when you've got one that can, you've got to hold on to him.
So there's no kickoffs in juniors league, so they're going to get the ball at about the 35. The snap, hooks with it, ducks his head, and he takes off. Nice juke, double hand, switches the ball, and he's run out of real estate.
I think he's up to about the 43 there.
Yeah. But he does need to get his team involved. He can't do it himself. Blitz defense are probably too good for that.
Yeah, I mean, they've already shown that the Blitz defense is, able to shut down this high-powered offense from the Vipers.
Exactly. We've got some Blitz fans on the Facebook feed. Ellie Macris. Go William Macris. He'd use his full name because that's his grandmother. Usually you only hear that when you're in trouble.
William Macris.
Yep.
So that would be number 61 for the Blitz.
Yep. He's a good youngster.
He's having a great game.
Grandmother, we like him. He's a nice young man. He's always got good manners.
One of my juniors is on there as well, Chris Tolafoa.
Can you tell because of the spelling mistakes? No, sup coach. All lowercase.
Yeah.
Chris. Goodness, Chris, pay attention to English. Come on, son. Okay, and definitely, I think you're bang on. Vipers are looking a little bit more aggressive, a lot more downfield.
Yeah, I think, if you get caught behind on the chains, it gets tough.
Pulls a snap, fake handoff, running back misses his block. Running back there, just let him out, hang him out to dry.
I think the D-line for the Blitz there might have even got a hand on his arm because it looked like the throw was interfered with.
Yeah.
It looked like it, might have had the arm hit as he's following through.
And that was, what number is that? I can't quite see, but the Australian helmet there, running back, just spectating, kind of didn't really know what to do. Needs to make a move and get a block. Doesn't matter who you hit, when you're hitting somebody.
I think it's 85 for the Vipers. Jake Gridiron.
That's Vito.
Say that one.
We don't want to call him out too much.
Vito?
Yeah, Vito gets it. It's a handoff in there. There's a power number 1. They didn't really help us out with these jersey numbers not in order, right? How did they do this? In fact, it's not even alphabetical order, so we're going to be searching our notes every time. Thanks, coaches. Thanks for that.
I think we're about. They got the first down by the looks.
Yep, moving the chains.
They're on their 47-yard line. So just in front of halfway.
So we've got a bit of breathing room now, and you can try a few things on offense. Good-looking coaching staff on the Vipers there. A couple of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of being on the other side of the ball with Nate Lansdale last year, so the hard man to tackle.
As a player?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Cement bowling ball.
Yeah. I weigh about 100 kilos at the end, and I think he took me for a ride for a couple of yards.
He's got the center of gravity around about his knees, the bottom of his shorts.
And lots of space there.
Open field tackles. They aren't going to get him. Doesn't look like it's down to the cornerback now, but no, Blitz get numbers back. Great second effort from the Blitz. Mitchell Cook goes for about 20 yards there.
Yeah, he's gained about 20, and it just shows the elusive skill of this player. He was able to dodge about 5 players and juke the whole way up. So, when he gets in space, he's a dangerous player.
And I think in his early years in the league, he was more of a head down crushing people because he came into the league at 6 foot something and.
Yeah, he. I think he was more of a rock pounding running back, and kind of like a Nate Lansdale, where if you got in front of him, you were kind of had that mentality of I'm going to get crunched.
Yeah, exactly. And Vipers have been known for that. You've had some massive downhill runners.
I think we're at half time now, by the way. So the Blitz are up 8-0 against the Vipers. still with a half to go.
I've got to say the refs are looking tight. Look at the awesome matching. All good, coming off as a unit. There's a good team, strong team there for the juniors.
It's the best dress they've been all year.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, they're looking sharp. Except for that guy, maybe. Nah, he's looking good.
Even Taz is on time.
Yeah, exactly. So Blitz, they've got to be happy with their efforts for half-time. 8-0 going up, and that is, you know, a decent margin of score. That gives them a bit of a cushion.
Yeah. I mean, especially when we've seen it hasn't been easy flowing football. It hasn't been, you know, an easy scoring game. So come the next half, yeah, that 8-0 could be a big bit of capital. Yeah, and not to take away from these guys, they're the reigning champs as well. They won last year, so yeah, they've got something to prove here as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to go take a half-time break because we're at Perth, Italia, and they've got a fantastic bar, cheap. But that's a good half of football by each. So sort of probing, not really much going on, and I'm sure we're going to see an explosive second half.
All right. See you guys soon.
Ad break.
Sorry for those issues. No, that's all good. Yeah. There's it's just stressful. I think that now 15 minutes back. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys do at half-time? Well, sorry. That's another beautiful kickoff.
Oh, it's a great kick. And that looks like it's going to be... Oh,
No, this time out of bounds. They're going to get it on the 40.
that's great field position there for the Blitz. For those of you at home that don't know, if the ball goes out of bounds during kickoff, it's a penalty on the kicking team, and that means the Blitz take over at the 40.
And Coach Nate Lansdale throws his clipboard on the ground in disgust. I think he just fumbled it. We're going to say it's disgust. Nate Lansdale is not a man to show emotion, except pure happiness and like good reggae vibes. You ever seen his play a cover of Stevie Wonder's Superstition?
He's a great guitar player and singer, I've heard.
Have you never seen him?
No, I've heard, but haven't seen or witnessed.
He's unbelievable. If you are into multitasking, actually, we'll watch his play and I'll continue on. So Blitz take over on the 35.
Empty set.
And that's going to be the screen out there. Well-designed screen, but the lineman doesn't pick anyone up. He does his job, but he's just too far downfield to be effective.
It's a nice little bubble screen there on the three-man side. It really stretches the offense out when they go to 5 wide, like, into empty. It really puts a lot of stress on the DBs if they can't do their job. You can get caught napping real easy.
So they're going to take the hash on the right-hand side there. And look at that space over on the left. Munya is in one-on-one coverage.
Full wide on one side.
That's a big-looking receiver. He's giving him plenty of room. But if he hits him on a slant, it's curtains. He's got a hook route, and he didn't really look up in time. He just sort of got rushed, and that was over. And he's cactus on the ground.
I'm not sure if that was design run or if that was the right decision there. I thought if he'd hit Munya, he had a one-on-one. Could have been a big play.
Absolutely, one-on-one in the slants there. I mean, Taz does look formidable as the ref standing back there, but he's definitely not going to be confused as a junior DB anytime soon. That slant was wide open. So there's no isolation. They're playing sort of a stack trips kind of looking thing on the right-hand side.
About 3rd and 9.
Pass rush comes. Munya is explosive, but talent alone gets him those 4 yards. Didn't really have anyone out there helping him.
I think that's the downside. If you run that jet sweep with all your players stacked to the other side, if the Vipers catch on to that, you're not going to get much distance.
Yep, and you might be looking down the barrel of a pick. You're setting up something like that.
No, because it was a reverse handoff. See how they're going 4th down, 4th and about 4th and 7.
That's our tech having his first beer.
And he keeps.
There's a quarterback keeper. Nope. He's reversed the field. He's got blockers on that side. And if oh my God! We want to say sorry about blowing out the audio on that, but that was Munya coming back from receiver and just laid the smack down on the right linebacker pursuing his QB. That kid is a baller. He's kind of gingerly getting off. I think he's just taking a breather. He's probably knocked the wind out of the whole league. There's bodies.
Boy, wowee.
There was bodies on the turf.
I'm not sure who that Vipers player is, but
he ain't feeling good.
He doesn't look
the
like
training
he's
suffered
feeling
down.
okay.
And I think the parents in the crowd are finally getting a bit of this is what we signed our sons up to. This is we let them play.
All those CTE documentaries.
The Will Smith fight. Yeah. Exactly. So Vipers have taken a knee as is protocol for the injured player on the field. Blitz show a sign of respect and take a knee also.
Yeah. And I mean, all respect to Munya as a receiver. Not many kids will come back from doing a route or whatever concept he was running to make a block for his man.
And so he's coming off the field. That's number 25, Jack Cummings, coming off the field. Jack Cummings is coming off the field. Is that the guy that got hit? Because he must have staggered about 10 yards and then fallen.
Yeah.
But he's getting a standing ovation from the crowd. And by standing, I mean seated ovation.
Yeah.
Still good. But he got a bit rocked in that, and he's headbutting. With his concussion, headbutting his teammate with a helmet on. So Jack Cummings, we don't really know if your person is a thinker, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it takes a snap, the game continues on, and I guess that was a case of going through the motions. We didn't really check out the defense on that one, threw into some trouble, and that pass got broken up.
Just to answer a question here for some of the people watching the live feed, Craig Lyons is asking why some of the people have yellow helmets. The reason that is the yellow helmets for the kids that are represented Australia. The Outback colours are yellow and green, so those kids out there in the yellow helmets are actually have represented the country.
That's a pass and another drop over the top. So there's your yellow helmet boy, not quite able to make a play on that. But yeah, so they're Australians, and you do wear that with pride. That's a bit of a tradition around the league, once you get because you got to buy your helmet at that level.
Yeah,
generally the teams give you your helmets and your uniforms for the season, and when it's done, you give it back. But if you've represented Outback, you'll buy that, and you'll probably put it on the mantelpiece as a good little fixture for the rest of your career.
Yeah, it's not as you'd think. You've actually got to pay for the thing, so most people, spend $800 to get a nice Speed Flex.
You want to get the best.
Yeah, so it looks nice and swaggy when you're out in the field.
Yeah, and that is we've got helmets on our mantelpieces and jerseys up in frames. So this is what you do when you're young and you're an athlete. You want to sort of you only get one crack at it.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And you sort of put that up in the pool room for when you're getting a little older. Yeah. Yep, nothing looks better than like a Super Bowl, like a game ball.
Yeah.
If you've won a title and you get it signed by your mates, and then probably a helmet after that. I think it's pretty good. Good little trophy item.
Yet to win a bowl, so I'll experience that one day. Hopefully.
Wait, you didn't win one?
No.
You're part of the Vipers dynasty.
No.
You just dang. The only Viper. You're probably the only person who's ever played for the Vipers that didn't win. Come on. That's one of the greatest dynasties in Gridiron West history, the Rockingham Vipers. Very storied franchise.
Yeah.
I think part of that is having the entire southern corridor of Perth to yourself to recruit from.
Yeah.
But also just nice people and a good team to be around.
Oh, and I think there's a great culture in that club with a mentality of winning all the time, and you can tell it stretches from the juniors. It's trickled down, I think, from the senior team down into the juniors. So you can see that the junior program is more in line with the senior team now. Which just shows the value of the culture in that club.
Absolutely. So Blitz going to take over 1st and 10 on the 20. There's a snap. Looks like he's getting flushed, but he's composed. And there's going to be a pick. And that is number 15 for the Vipers.
Sam Oldfield.
Yeah, Sammy Oldfield gets a critical pick. I mean, you don't want to be throwing anything, little lobs over the middle on your own 20. So that's a mistake that could see.
The Vipers now get great field position.
Absolutely. And in such a tight game, I mean, that's a big mistake. But we are talking second-string quarterbacks here. They're a little inexperienced. And I guess that's good for the home viewer. I mean, if you've got no dog in the fight, you want to just see a tight game, good end-of-game plays.
No one loves a 50-0 blowout.
No one loves that.
No.
I feel like that might be what the senior game's going to look like, but let's see how we go. Okay, so they're showing spread. Mitchell Cook's in there. Gets a snap, and he's going to quarterback keep, but he is a beautiful, solid tackle there in the open field, and that's Rondell Thorne. I mean, you have to have great tackle form and great game IQ to be able to tackle a guy like Mitchell Crooks for a loss.
Yeah. Just because of the, he's quick, big.
He's played the game for a while.
Got great game awareness and agility. All things that make a quarterback like him dangerous.
Absolutely, he's looking fit as well.
Yeah,
he was out with it. Oh, and Crooks is off. There goes Speaker of Dell. He is downfield, and I just don't think that anyone's going to get to him. He's in for a touchdown. Mitchell Crooks, number 37, the big baby. And Vipers going nuts. Look at that. This kid's loving it.
And that's exactly what we were just talking about. He's a kid that, if he gets that lane, he can just blow the game wide open.
Yeah, you don't want to. When you're a cornerback and you've got your guy to worry about, and then all of a sudden you turn around and see that come downfield, you're not going to be too happy.
Well, what we tell our cornerbacks, if the guy's bigger than you, then just got to aim lower.
Yeah, aim lower. But Mitchell Crooks, there's not much you can do about that. He's a big fella. But yeah, I was saying he's looking fat because he did his knee, I think, last season, and he was a reffing for a while, and they get free hot dogs, so he really definitely put on some kilograms. But he's been working hard this season, and he's looking fit and trim. And
He was looking a bit more like an O-lineman.
Yeah, he's got the tan going on, so he's clearly hanging down like Coogee at the beach, dumping off the jetty, pulling chicks. Mitchell Crooks, it is going to take it in for a 2, but he doesn't quite get there stuffed. Good stop. So actually, that's quite an important play for the 2-point conversion. The Vipers are now down by 2.
Yeah, they didn't make the conversion. You know, they're still down. So Blitz have a narrow lead at this point. Could prove to be a vital misplay.
I mean, if we're talking NFL where you could kick for 3 points, that would be a different kettle of fish. But they actually have to get in the zone here. They're going to sit.
So another question here on the feed. Robert is asking where we're playing today. We're playing at Dorrien Gardens we're in North Perth here, I think?
Yep.
West Perth.
No, I think it's North Perth.
Yeah.
Just near the old Hyde Park Hotel. It's kind of tucked away, but there's big Dan Murphy's on the corner.
So I think they actually play National Premier League soccer here. So
yeah. That's a beautiful handoff, number 42 for the Blitz. That's a great tackle though for the Vipers. So that's Jordan Lang making a great run. Probably gets about...
Yep, sorry, it is West Perth. It all feels a bit the same when you're this close to the CBD.
That's good. It is nestled between apartments. Look at that apartment block at the end of there on the south side. They've a beautiful view.
That's probably why they don't allow field goals.
Yeah, exactly. We landed in their front line. You can see all their washing on the line.
There might be a few broken windows.
Exactly. No one seems to be out there. I'd be out there with a scotch watching it. Maybe I wouldn't be watching soccer from there, but...
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
tight bunch,
Yep.
split backs.
2nd and inches. So this is kind of a free play, but they're going to go with a handoff. And that's Jordan Lang again, 42. Just grinding down the field, 6 plays. I mean, if they can march down that, you don't need to air it out and take risks. You can just grind it.
No, I think the smart thing the Blitz are running here is that they've realised that their interior run has worked. The last 2 plays, they've gained about 10 to 15 yards. So they're just thinking, look, we're going to run the RPO, read the handoffs, and just play it safe. You know, there's no need to throw the ball, like you said.
Yep, keep those. You want to keep those plays, those trick plays for the end of the season. Keep something up your sleeve. For the end of the game.
Same formation again here.
It's another handoff, 28. Oh, he kind of gets lifted and dumped.
And I think that's Mitchell Kavanagh actually at number 28 there.
Kavanagh's not. Oh, there he is. This would be number 6, Kavanagh.
Oh.
28, we don't have on our list. Maybe his jersey shrunk in the wash or something. You know, these kids don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry. These kids probably do their washing thing.
Yeah.
Good lot, these ones, actually. I like them.
Yeah, I think 28 is Kavanagh.
Yeah. And it's bracketed. He's going again. He's going to rumble downfield. Maybe get another 6. And really, if you do the maths, you only really need 4 yards on a run play, and you're going to get there. So keep that going. If it ain't break, don't fix it.
I think getting a timeout here. But I mean, probably one of the bonuses of being a running back and a linebacker is either way you're running headfirst into somebody else. So you know, the only difference is you're holding a ball.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Well, you kind of get to do the hitting at running back. You sort of figure out who you're going to hit. A linebacker, you kind of have to, if you know, like you were saying before, trying to tackle a guy like Nate Lansdale, you don't kind of wouldn't chosen him.
No.
To have the ball if you could have had it again, but good. But yeah, Mitchell Crooks. I mean, do you think he's going to play seniors? What's his deal? He could definitely play college if his brother is.
I would think so. I would think he would definitely have college prospects with the level that he plays at every game. It looks like we're actually at a quarter time now, so we're going into the last quarter here for the game. I think the Vipers need to get a stop here and go back down the other way to get a win.
Yep. We did mention early in the game, referee Taz said this is going to be the best juniors grand final that maybe we've ever seen, potentially based on who we've got playing.
Better than last year's.
Yeah, last year's was pretty good, but I don't know, maybe he's a hype guy. Maybe, I did say give us some tips for the game, and maybe he's just doing the right thing.
He did used to play for Rockingham.
That's it. You reckon has he made a good transition to referee? It's not an easy
I
job.
think so. No, it's not. It's quite a thankless job. And there we go. That's deep to Munya.
Downfield, and he's going to get that. And that is a touchdown deep. Munya, easy as you please. He is a superstar. They've even nailed their celebrations. Look at that.
That's 2 touchdowns for him today.
Yeah, Munya Matema, receiver, running back, can do it all, that kid. Beautifully thrown, beautifully over the top. I mean, that's quite large cornerbacks over there, so he really had to motor.
Yeah.
But he had his position, and that's going to be a touchdown. So Blitz, you know, they've got that open in the fade. That's going to be points city.
And I think that's a credit to the coaching staff of the Blitz. They've kept it short. They've kept it on the ground, and I don't think Rockingham have been ready for that sort of play to come up.
Yep. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion as per convention.
Split backs here.
And he recovers. And did he break the plane with the ball? That's the question. It's looking like a no.
I think his knee was about a yard short.
Yeah.
And he tried to stretch.
He tried to stretch, didn't quite get there. So that's going to be the score of 14-6.
No.
That's it, yeah, 14-6 there. So that is a 1-score game still to draw it, but a tough ask for Vipers against a solid Blitz defense so far.
So what happens if it's a tie? Do we go to overtime? Or what happens?
We've got soccer goals, so we can have penalty shootout if we want. Kind of making it up at this point. But yeah, I'd say you don't want to come back next week, which I think has happened before in Gridiron West Seniors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came back.
They
and played
replay
it.
again?
Yeah,
Wow.
back the next week. Interesting. And Tech's shaking his head. He's like, "No, I'm not doing this again twice. I'm done. It's stressful enough."
I think every player's dream would be the walk-off touchdown.
That's it.
With the clock expired.
Crooks takes off, gets the edge, goes out, so he's going to get maybe 3 or 5 yards.
5, yeah.
Yeah, sort of rumbled for 5 in the end of that. But that's definitely something Blitz are keying on. If he can get his other players involved, he'd be laughing.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the flow of the game for the Vipers is that I don't think as much of the team have been involved in the play as the Blitz have kind of spread the ball around quite a bit. It kind of almost feels like Mitchell is trying to shoulder the game himself.
Yep, and that can be a star player thing. Football isn't a game where you can have one player take over. This isn't basketball, and you do need everybody involved. So Mitch Crooks goes around the corner again. And I mean, his talent's undeniable, but he did go down 2 yards there. You just can't take on a whole defense yourself.
No.
Absolute.
11v1 never works out well.
Yeah. Or American football is definitely a T game. You can have your stars, but everyone needs to do the job next to them. And Vipers are blue collar. They know about looking out for the person next to them.
Yeah.
Growing up on the mean streets of Palm Beach down there. We like to call Rockingham Palisades, Hollywood Boulevard.
Piper's coming out in a
spread, and the Blitz cornerback is very deep there.
So they're in empty there with a tight end.
And it's looking like it's going to be a timeout for Nate. He wants to have a chat about it. Get some water in. That's it. Good fellas. So the score is 6-14. Blitz are up by 8. So this is a running game clock. Except for the 2 minutes, then they're going to stop. Refs have got the clock. We've got some indication on the scoreboard, but really that's just to activate the scoreboard. So the thing works, but the game clock will be kept by the ref, so they'll give indications to the coaches and the team captains.
Yeah, I mean, really only the coaches will know how much time is left in the game and how tight it is. But I'd say. From a coaching perspective, you probably want to hang on to as many of your timeouts as possible.
Yep.
They can become quite valuable at the end of the game.
Yeah, when you play in Madden, you accidentally hit that start button and call a timeout. You're like, damn, I needed that. Damn it, take that back. That's it. All right, so I wonder if Nate's got plays up his sleeve. What's he holding on to here?
He's in
Did he give him something special?
Tray empty, it seems here.
Yeah. Crooks unleashes. There we go. And that's a completion over the top.
and that's Vito.
Yeah, that's it. Vito makes a play, and he gets about 15 yards. So the timeout seemed to work for the Vipers there. Nate imparted some genius, and Crooks unleashed it early.
Yeah.
That's a great play.
Bit of a change of strategy, change of tactics from the Vipers there, and it paid dividends. You know, they gained about 15, 20 yards. And I think, like, if you run the ball all game, you make it too easy for the Blitz to work out what's going on.
That's it. So he hits Jake Rangel straight up in the numbers up the middle. They're going to run it to follow up. Try and suck in some of that defense a little bit more. He's maybe going to get 3 yards. Great job. Well, we can see now that Vipers have got that possibility. If they get there, we might have a tied game. And that's always good viewership.
Yeah, I think they're only about, were they on the 35 or the 37. So
we've got to say how proud we are of the juniors league this, I think. These are all good young men and well coached and well drilled. Really good development going forward. There's a lot of good coaches. Every team has a great juniors coach and role models. Oh, that's a beautiful cutback. Number 7 there to the outside. And he's going to go all the way. Oh, almost all the way. So close, but that was a beautiful run there.
And the defense just stopped Chris Gale.
Yeah.
I think he was about 5 yards shy of a touchdown there.
Exactly. 2 or 3 jukes. Just sort of gave himself real estate on the outside and then juked when he needed it. Christopher Gale's a superstar. He's one of your all-stars, is that right?
Yeah, yep. He was one of the players that I predicted to have a big impact in this game. He's been a bit quiet, but I think, like the coach has said, they were going to rotate him and Vito through at running back. You know, just sort of like the 1-2 punch combination for the Vipers.
That's it. And this drive's taken all of 4 minutes, so they've really gone downfield to make an impact. So Blitz need to have a good start red zone defense here. Keep it.
Yeah, this would be
Keep him out.
Big here for the Blitz.
Crooks are going to take it. Hasn't really worked out. Loops back. And he's got defenders. Bounced off. Get up. That's Harry Hobson missing that tackle. He needs to get up, make another play. He's got blockers, and he goes out of bounds 5 yards. So he's run the length of the field. Didn't quite get there, but Blitz got through.
Yeah, I think even though the play got blown, I think the Blitz kind of came out on top there. Crooks had plenty of opportunity to throw the ball away. You know, a lot of the Blitz defenders were committing to him as a runner. And I think the Blitz even gained about 5 to 10 yards.
Mitchell Crooks is looking gassed going back. He's got hands on hips trying to catch his breath. I mean, he ran a lot of yards then just to get that -5. Covered a lot of
yards
territory
for nothing.
That's
you know?
it. And I think that's what fitness is about. I mean, if you're gassed, you're not making good decisions. And as a QB, your decisions make or break you. So it's looking like there is an isolation on the outside, number 88. Could be open there. Brooks is calling all plays. Takes the snap. That's going to be a handoff. Very slow handoff, though.
Kavanagh blitzes, and it seems to work.
Oh, he kind of dumps him into the turf. Gale gets a face full of grass.
That was a great play there by Harry Hobson.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a beast, that kid.
I think
big fella.
Must be about 3rd down now. About 6 yards. I mean, the Blitz haven't really changed much defensively the entire game, and they haven't really needed to. They've been playing pretty well.
That Will Bevan, Jets receiver, thinks there was a missed horse collar on there for sure. So Will Bevan at home in his bedroom still arguing with the refs. Sounds like him. Okay, he goes for the pass, gets kind of stuffed and rejected. He throws a pick. Blitz are loving that, and he's got blockers downfield, but he's going to run out of real estate.
And he's still in bounds. Oh my God.
He's toe tapping, and he gets back to the 40. That was a great play. Who was that? Where is he?
Number 5.
Where's that 5? Nath Smith, linebacker DB, jersey number 5.
That is a massive play for the Blitz.
Could be a game changer. And that those sort of plays really suck the sails out. You've gone and done an 80-yard drive over 7 minutes, and you just don't poke it in the end. That's tough.
I mean, and on top of that, the DB who makes the interception returns it for about 40 yards. Like,
yeah, he looked like he was done in the 10. And then he sort of like toe tapped his way down the sideline past the Vipers boundary line. I was waiting for the who's that Steelers coach? The Trip? What's his name? Mike
Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, he's already sticking his foot out, trip the dude. I was making fun of them from the. This isn't the Vipers of old. These guys have ethics and morals.
Split backs.
Yeah,
Off
he
weak
can
tight
play.
end.
Oh, well, direct snap to the running back. 28, Mitch Kavanagh. And the pile moves, kind of grinds for about 5 yards. I mean, I can't really. How long we got on the clock? Does it say for you guys?
I'm not sure how much is left.
Yeah, we don't really know.
They can't be long.
Yeah, but you don't take chances. I mean, if you can just run it out and grind it 4 yards here and run that clock down, I mean, you're looking okay. You don't want to take any. You don't want to get any pick sixes. That's number one.
And I mean, Kavanagh's done a great job of just grinding that 5 yards every play.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not a fancy runner. He just gets the 4 yards and keeps those chains moving.
Deep isolation out here on the left of the field for the receiver. Play goes the other way. This looks like a strong side option. He's going to pitch.
Oh, balled him.
That was a dodgy pitch, but
I think
got there in
that
the
was
end.
to Munya, and they got the first
Down. That's what you want. That's what you want. Munya's on the Australian team. Why doesn't he go to Aussie helmet?
Maybe he's trying to look a bit inconspicuous.
Yeah, he's not flashy, this kid. That's what I like about him. No, I love this kid. He's awesome. He is, he's the kid you see reffing on the seniors games, and he's pitching in, like I said that. Yeah, he's not flashy. That's good.
I remember there was a game we were playing against him, and JR said, our coach JR said, "Oh, Munya, why haven't you got a touchdown yet?" And of course, the next play, he must have gone back and said something to the coaching staff. And
JR said, "I haven't got a touchdown yet."
Yeah.
Slips a tackle and goes for another 12.
When you came back on the next play and absolutely torched us for about 40 yards.
Coach Doug is in the house. He's going to say a few words for us from the Saints. Sure, he was nice and loud before when he didn't think we were paying attention, but now. For this one?
Yeah.
Who's picked for MVP for this game? Well, I don't know. I guess that depends on who wins. Because if it's Vipers do pull it out, it's got to be Mitch Crooks. He really hasn't seen anyone else on his team. But probably Munya. I guess that coach over the top was unbelievable so far.
Munya's got the 2 touchdowns. He's clearly been the best player for the Blitz today.
Yep. The get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Yep, that's his nickname. There you go. He's christened now. That's it. Look at that isolation on the receivers over there. I'd like to see that. A cornerback shouldn't really be winning one-on-one battles in an offense. And there's a fake snap. Nope, he hands it off. Goes for 5. So this is probably typical Kev Wilson play calling, isn't it? You know, the little traps and the little sort of like outside runs and sort of changing it up on the runs, playing it safe. He is a good strategic coach.
Yeah, he uses a lot of screens, a lot of short passing routes, and then they kind of bring those deep balls like the touchdown we saw before as a sort of like a. They don't usually throw those. It's like a catch you off guard sort of thing.
Suck you in.
Yeah, get you up playing man on the wide receivers. Make them think we're only going to throw short all day, and then they'll throw a deep one.
Yeah, that's it. Ben Metcalf we got on the Facebook from America wants to know how much time left. Ben Metcalf, you should know that we have absolutely no clue how much time is left in this game because this is Gridiron West, and we don't know that sort of information. No, there's time in the game. So we're in the quarter.
We're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We can't. I mean,
running clock.
Sure,
So we haven't had the 2 minutes yet.
It must be close to the end now, I'd say.
That's a shame. I want more game out of this. I think we need to have an extra 2 quarters. Or 6th. Direct snap. Nope. And he's going to get 3 yards out of that.
Yeah. Oh, I have no idea.
What's your name? Mitch, the technician's asking how much time. He's new here as well, so he also does not know how we operate. We don't have a clue. The game just sort of ends and that's it. But
looks like another timeout here from the Vipers.
And Kev Wilson no doubt wants to tweak his wing tee from the 1940s.
I don't think I've seen that offense since I played high school. That's going back a while, you know.
I think the Jets tried it for a year and that didn't really work out either. So
we had I think 2 wide receivers and the rest were either like tight ends or tackles.
That's funny. I was cleaning out my bookshelf at home and I found the old playbook from like 2004 Giants, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like 7 pages long, and it had like 16 plays total, 10 run plays, 3 passes, 3 special teams plays. It was just like, I don't know what it was. This game has come a long way since then. I mean, you talk to like, if you sign up to a team, they send you PDF files of like hundreds of pages of like, 3-point techniques and 5-point techniques. And
I'm actually, me and Mark Richardson, the Jets coach, designed a playbook for the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
We're coaching the North, and yeah, about 30-40 pages long. Probably going to get a bit bigger because the kids learned it so quickly.
did they?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yes.
They're not doing high school. They're studying. When you get stuffed in there, it's stuff for a loss.
Yeah.
That's it. That's interesting. So for All-Star games, so they're three combined teams from the North?
No. So
it
it's
work?
actually the Saints, the Jets. The Saints, Blitz, and Vipers are all the South. So it's the Jets, Steelers, Wolves, and Broncos are the North.
Feels like the goodies versus the baddies there in that team. Nice clean-cut kids from the
I
South.
think so, but I think that kind of balances it out a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
All I can say is our line for the North team are looking pretty good because it's 11-man football. It's not 9.
That's it. There's a punt. Oh, stuff punt. Number 7. He's going to recover though. He's having a look around. This isn't really what you want to be doing, but he picks it up cleanly, makes a cutback. But look at that on the special teams. You see all those Vipers standing around running the other way, running towards. They need to turn around and start getting blocks.
Yeah.
You can't be just looking at the ball. So that's a little bit of an experience there from the special teams or the punt offense.
I mean, from my playing experience, special teams is the most fun because you get to go and hit somebody for free.
Do you know what? That was the least fun for me because I think like the first 3-4 years on the league, I was like this tiny little kid because there's no juniors league when we started, right? It's a new thing. So we're going like grown men kicking your butt. Yeah. So special teams, you sort of like, you're getting hit by these huge dudes, but that's his critical phase of the game. Gets a snap, and it looks like there's going to be a dead play.
I think that might be offside.
Yep, on the offense by the looks of things. So they're going to march back a couple of yards.
And I mean, these are the sort of things that you see start creeping into a game when players get tired.
Yep.
Their concentration starts going, and things like remembering the snap count, or it sounds easy, but you've played 58 minutes of football.
He's trying to catch your breath at this point. Mitch Crooks unloads, floats, but there's blitz everywhere.
Oh.
And that QB, cornerback, goes up, makes a play. That's number 11 for the Blitz.
And the receiver,
Aiden Spencer, makes a
looks
deep
like
play.
he might have hurt himself there.
Where is he? Well,
Number 80, he's running back.
Probably hurt himself with
Lockie
regret.
Pink. Another Australian product.
Probably injured with the regret of that missed opportunity there, because if he caught that, he could have been away.
If only they could have kicked a field goal.
Yeah. Crooks lines up, second and about 15, and that's another dead play. If that's on the Vipers, they're going to be in big trouble.
The Blitz clapping there, so it's signalling offside there by the Vipers.
And this is quite been a pretty well officiated game, and we haven't seen too much of the ref interference. It's been quite free flowing, and no arguments from team captains. So 2 very well disciplined teams.
A question here from Liam Crooks. Whose playbook is this? Can't help but think there's a bit of sarcasm in that.
Liam Crooks, did you call your brother before the game, wish him luck, or are you just like all about you now that you're off to college? Did you call him and just say, look, Mitch? Oh, Mitch fumbles a snap, speak of the devil, and he stays on his feet.
Recovery.
He could be away. He's
Recovery.
down. He's gone for a first down at least, and he's finding out what he's gone back. It depends where the ball spots on that one. They might pay forward progress, I think, and it looks like someone's down with a knee. That's number 85. That's your Jake Vito.
That's Vito's down, but that was a massive play there by Mitchell Crooks to keep the Vipers alive.
Kind of Eli Manning-esque with a scramble.
Yeah. Although I never remembered Eli being so mobile.
Yeah, I don't think you could make a run like that even in this league.
Yeah, I was
He'd
thinking.
get nailed by one of the Blitz defenders. Harry Hobson would kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good little escape, and that, that's still a game there because that is a first down. But we don't want to see Vito injured. He was critical on the Vipers offense, and he looks like he might be cooked for the game.
Yeah, I mean, not even is that a loss for the game, but it's, he's in contention for an Australian spot, and you'd hate to see a kid miss out on the World Cup from an injury.
Yeah, he can go and drink tequila. Wait, what are they, 19 now? Is it 18, 19?
No, yeah, I think they're 18.
There you go. So
Yeah.
he's going to go as a water boy and just be drinking that tequila over there. But Liam Crook says he didn't think that he would need the call. Looks like he missed out on the pep talk. So Liam, if they lose, this is on you, buddy. As a fearless leader,
I don't think he can
didn't
do
even
that
call
to
his
him.
baby brother to let him know.
It's the tough love.
Exactly. But those kids are going to be having a blast over there in the US. And if you're watching Gridiron for the first time, make sure you get down and play a season. You you never know where it can lead you. If you get a free education out of it, you're laughing. And 80's down the field, looking good across the middle. He makes the catch, and I think he caught, well, I'm a receiver, so I'm biased, but I think he caught that, became ball carrier, and then he kind of fumbled, recovered, and they're going to spot the ball right there, so that's bang on.
They're going for a spike.
And they're going to hustle, so it looks like they're going to stop the clock. So even though we don't know what time it is, it's all going to happen. But I don't know if you'd spike at this moment and waste the down. It's a tough call. They're still a good 40 yards out, but they're going to take snap, make spike.
Great.
And Match Kavanagh's going to blush through the line.
It was a great catch there
Anyway.
by Lockie Pink.
I think Mitch Kavanagh thought he could catch that spike and make it a pick. Yeah. That was an amazing catch. That's it. Is that Lockie Pink, number 7?
Well, I think number 80. So I think he established himself as a runner, and then as he started to make a move, he fumbled the ball. So look, the Vipers can pull it back here.
Yeah, Mitchell Crooks, despite no support from his older brother, makes a fantastic play, and he takes off down the field and gets kind of held up. Oh, Blitz win it. They're celebrating. That's time. And that's game over. Blitz are the Gridiron West Junior Champions for 2018.
Back to back.
Well, that escalated quickly because we were still expecting plenty of game left in there, but Blitz are pretty happy with that. And that was a well-fought, quite evenly matched game. No blowouts, which is number 1.
No, that was a tough game for both sides, and look, credit to the Blitz. Like, they played their game. They obviously had a quite, well-executed game plan, and it got the job done.
And there's hugs on the field. The lineman getting tackled while he was sitting down. Probably a few tears in there. Very emotional. That's good stuff.
So your pick for MVP? It's got to be Munya, I think.
I like Munya. I mean, as a receiver, you're always at the mercy of your quarterback. So he was catching, the good ball, good deep ball there. So QB can be a pick, especially as he's second man up. But I think if you're making 2 downfield plays and catches to win the game, it's kind of going to be hard to go past Munya.
Yeah, he's the whole reason. He's the guy that put the points on the board.
Yeah, here's the walk-in, get out of jail free card in that third down situation. But the other thing is, he's just such a good kid, and he's got a few more years in this league. He's only a young fella.
Yeah.
And if you're winning MVP in the grand final at that age, you've got a bright future ahead of you. So that's a fantastic job for the Blitz.
Commiserations to Rockingham as well. They left it all on the field. It seems wasn't their day, but they looked like they played their heart out and just tried it every turn.
The Blitz go back to back, is that correct?
Yeah. Champions last year and then champions this year.
Yeah, good strong program.
Oh, and then we've got the...
What the hell is that? Is that a gazebo taken off? The Blitz gazebo is celebrating. It's drunk. Get it off the field. Coach Kevin Wilson can play the hell out of a wing tee, cannot tie a knot to save his life, and the gazebo goes flying. But that's a good win by the Blitz. And I think
let that man earn a 10.
Yeah, that's it. I think that they have a few guys going up, but the core is going to stay intact. I know Munya's got a few years left in the team, but also for the Vipers, maybe only 3 or 4 guys going up to seniors or getting poached. Who knows?
But because we've got to think next season the Titans come in with the junior side. So there'll be an extra team and possibly there's another team, but I think that's yet to be confirmed.
Yeah,
But
I heard rumours of a couple new teams, but I think that's kind of like, I think you should have to have a juniors team first.
Yeah.
And sort of establish your core instead of just making a new team and then picking up players that already exist in the league and sort of like weakening the pool from other teams. I think it'd be, if you look at the success of this juniors program for this league, what we're seeing right here, there's good young men, good core values, guys like Nate Lansdale and Kevin Wilson, sort of teaching them how to play the game well.
Yeah.
And learning good playbooks, like you said, 40 playbooks in an All-Star games, 40 plays in an All-Star game is amazing. So if a new team's coming in, they can have a junior team for 2 years or something like that, develop their core of their players, and then off they go. So that's a fantastic win by the Blitz. They're going to line up in there, and the Vipers, they look a little cut, but they get to live in paradise. So hey.
I mean, even though they're deflated now, that there's a very good chance that most of them will all be back here next year.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to look at. Like, not that you lost the game, but there's a 90% chance they'll be back here again next year.
And when they go up to seniors, they're joining the Vipers dynasty. That sort of look like they're going to automatically win it most years, so they'll have their chance of success down the track.
Yeah. So next up, the next game off the ranks is going to be the Perth Broncos versus the Perth Blitz in the Women's League. And this will be probably another game that's going to be quite a close contest. That'll start at 3:30 at Dorrien Gardens here. So the women's game. Have you watched much of the Women's League this year?
A little bit of the Blitz. They've got quarterback Lou Devine, who's a machine.
Yeah, she's got an arm. I've seen her throw.
Yeah.
I don't think the Broncos are much of a throwing team, but they've got a great defense and they've got a great run game. So
Who's coach for them?
Zach Adams.
Zach Adams, okay.
Yeah.
I thought JR might take it on with that after the Angels success with the Angels.
I think he had his hands full of seniors this year.
Sure, yeah, that's good.
But yeah, look, I think I'm a Broncos man, so I've got to go on my own. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I think the Broncos players. Who have we got here? We got Kelly Hopkins, the Mike linebacker. She's the women's director. So I think she'll probably play a big part on that defense. I don't know if you've watched any of the games that she's played, but when things don't go right, she starts shouting and usually fixes things pretty quick.
The imports are good.
Yeah. She puts her angry face on.
On the Blitz, we've actually got a few ex-Angels on here. So we've got quarterback Lou Devine, who didn't play Angels, but she's an awesome quarterback. Nicole Harvey, Tegan Brown, both very experienced players on the field. Actually, that's quite a list there. So I think they're going to be hard to beat the Blitz on this one.
I think, which player was it? Ree.
Yep.
I think she incurred a leg injury last week. I think, from my mind, Grace Honda injured her knee. So if she plays, that's a big in for the Blitz. A massive in. So hopefully for them, they've got a full healthy team and makes it one hell of a contest.
That's it. Now you can see the Vipers and the Blitz mixing here on the field. They're all good mates, came together, and they know that the game is bigger than any one individual. So it's good to see.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some hope in the world.
Liam Crooks there, still copying their responsibility.
Hey, you bailed, buddy. It's on you. Nah, it's cool. Now, let us know how you go over there, by the way. Juniors, get in touch, because it's a pathway that you guys are forging that we want a lot more players to go over and see what Australia can do to the US stage.
And I think this moment right here shows what we meant by the lock between the two teams. Is that after such a heavily fought game and a tough loss on one side and a great win on the other, both of them can come together and celebrate Gridiron West and the league itself, and not it's not all about one team.
Absolutely. Look at the haircut on Will Macri. His grandmother still online. You ever talk to him about that? That is just odd.
Okay, thanks everyone for coming down to.
So who do we hand over to for the next game?
Who's taking our spots?
What, the talking?
Yeah.
No, no, but they're not as good.
Nah.
Look at him. Got
Stewart.
Doug Stewart. I don't know. He's never had a line protective, so he just does get hit a lot.
I think you'd have to be worried about him dropping
Coach
it.
goes the one-handed trophy technique. Very liberal. Gets it out there. Here comes the height. Not that creative. 25 went early with the Yule. A few more blitzes in there before you went on that one, 25. But good job, Blitz. Back-to-back champions. Cannot argue with that. So they're going to get their little medals.
Yeah, I mean, I think congratulations to both teams for just playing their best, and you know, the game resulted in that effort. So
that's it. There's going to be a big night of orange juices and Netflix and hanging out at Garden City on Thursday night. This lot. Exactly, because they are champions. They go home happy today with the biscuits. So good job. And so I think we come for a wrap.
Yeah,
Andy Wright
for now.
3:30 is Broncos Perth Blitz Women's League. First time.
Inaugural bowl.
Inaugural bowl.
Yeah. Well, it's not actually called an inaugural bowl. It's the inaugural women's bowl. Women's West Bowl.
Women's West Women's. The WWB.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Great.
All right, guys. We'll be back. Or if not, our replacements who won't be as good.
No, they're good. Trash Talker. Get on the Facebook and Trash Talker. They won't be able to handle it. Watch them crack. Andy Wright, it's been a pleasure. I'm Simon Holland, and this has been produced by High Tide Media. Good production. Well done. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Fantastic work. That was really good. Oh.
Muted the
Yeah, I've muted it.
So yeah, cool. Yeah, that was good fun. Dude, I could have gone fucking